parent and you've ever wondered if there are things that you could do to stop a challenging behavior occurring before it happens, then learning about proactive strategies is going to be very helpful to you. In this episode of Behavior Nation's Parent Education series of videos, we are going to talk about proactive strategies. Today, we will discuss and define what a proactive strategy is. Then, we will consider various strategies to implementing a proactive strategy with your child. Next, we will discuss the different types of proactive strategies you can use. And finally, review the replacement behaviors that you can reinforce based on function. A proactive strategy is a method that you can use to eliminate or reduce the chance of a challenging behavior occurring in the first place. Some things to consider before you implement a proactive strategy with your child are the functions of your child's behaviors. If you know the function that your child's challenging behavior serves, you can identify various pinpointed strategies that you can use to target that function. Next, consider the way your child responds and learns. Do they respond better to visual reminders, such as a break card or a visual schedule? Or do they respond best with auditory stimulation, such as verbal reminders or cues? Next, consider what appropriate behaviors your child currently engages in. You can work to reinforce the appropriate behaviors that they engage in throughout their day, activity, or task. Finally, consider what your goal is for your child. When you are considering the goal you have for your child, ensure you are setting reasonable expectations for them. You want to set up your goal so that they are capable of achieving it. This means that you could modify the task or activity to essentially meet your child where they're at. This means that you will set them up for success. Next, we will review the different types of proactive strategies that you can use. First, you can alter the environment. What this means is that you are sterilizing the environment. Essentially, you will be moving distracting items away from your child to set them up for success. For example, if you're working with your child on a homework assignment, before sitting them down at the table, ensure that all toys or unnecessary items are removed. You can also consider using your proximity to your child as a method to alter the environment. For example, if I'm working with my child at the table to complete homework, I can position the chair and the table such that I am sitting between them and the exit way. In this way, I have the opportunity to prompt them to request a break or to be done with the activity instead of getting up and leaving or engaging in other challenging behaviors to escape the activity. Another method that you can use is priming. You can think of priming like a warning that you can give your child. You can consider priming your child before a transition occurs. For example, moving away from a highly preferred activity to a less preferred activity. You can also consider priming them before a challenging task. This could mean letting them know what your expectations are for the task or what they can do to complete and finish the task and move on to something else. Finally, you can prime your child with new situations. You can tell them what the new situation might look like, what you expect from them in the new situation, and the different behaviors that they can engage in. You can also model the skill or activity for your child. In this way, you'll be showing your child what successful completion will look like. Another method is first then language. An example of this is, first, I need you to clean your room, then you can earn iPad time. When you use first then language, you're giving your child clear expectations of what you want them to do and what they can earn after they complete it. Consider using first then language when you are placing a demand on your child. In this way, your child knows what is expected of them, what they need to do, and what they are going to earn when they finish it. Of course, whenever you place a demand, ensure that you are following through. In the next video regarding reactive strategies, you will learn the instruct, show, do, and follow through model. You can use this to follow through following your first then language. Another proactive strategy you can use is easy, easy, hard. What this means is that you will present easier tasks or demands before placing a more challenging or less preferred demand or instruction. In this way, you will work to build compliance with your child and motivation. For example, if you are asking your child to clean up an activity, you could start by having them give you a high five. Then, perhaps tell them to place one item in the box. You can reinforce them for each time they follow through with the demand that you placed. Then, place a more challenging task. Time to clean everything up. Things that you can consider implementing with your child are visual supports. Visual supports are things like token boards, visual timers, first then boards using either pictures or words, and a visual schedule. Moving on to non-contingent reinforcement. You can think about non-contingent reinforcement as feeding someone before they're hungry, so they don't engage in challenging behaviors. Essentially, you can think about the function of your child's behavior and provide them with reinforcement before they begin to engage in any challenging behaviors. So you could build breaks into their schedule, you could offer them time to engage with highly preferred tangible items, and you can intermittently provide your child with attention. Another strategy to use is to offer your child choices throughout their day and activities. You can offer them choices within challenging task or activity. For example, hey, do you want to clean your room or do the dishes for your chore today? Ooh, do the dishes. That's a great idea. Do you want to wash them or dry them? Dry them? Okay, should we start with the plates or the cutlery? You can also offer them a choice between their reinforcer. This is a great way to check in with your child to be sure that they are motivated for the item that you are having them work for. When you are offering your child choices, think about the way that your child makes a choice. Do they do better when they are shown the items or a visual of the item, or can they make a choice when you provide them with a verbal offer? Next, if you have a child who refrains from engaging in a choice, you still want to offer it to them, but you will do the offer twice, then choose method. In this case, you'll allow them an opportunity to make a choice 2 times, and if they do not, you will make the choice for them. That can look something like this. Okay, bud, do you want to work for iPad or cars? Uh-oh, I didn't hear an answer. I'm going to offer one more time, and then I'll pick which one, iPad or cars? I didn't hear a choice. Let's do cars. Always be sure that you are reinforcing your child for engaging in appropriate replacement behaviors. This means that you will be providing your child with reinforcement for engaging in alternative behaviors that serve the same function as the challenging behavior. For example, if your child engages in challenging behaviors for escape, you can reinforce your child when they make a request to end something early or to take a break. If your child engages in challenging behaviors to access items or activities, teach them to use their words or to communicate with you in some way. They could make a verbal request, they could engage in sign language, a picture exchange. You want to be sure that you're pairing your tangible reinforcement with verbal phrase. This means that you will be able to fade out the tangible reinforcement and instead offer your child additional social praise instead of offering them items and activities every time. Next, attention. Teach your child to engage your attention appropriately. They could call your name, they could tap you on the shoulder and then show you an item or activity. They could request that you watch me or look at me when they are engaging in an exciting activity. Finally, sensory. If your child engages in a challenging behavior with a function of sensory or automatic, consider an appropriate replacement behavior that they could engage in lieu of the challenging behavior. For example, if you have a child that engages in mouthing non-edible objects, you could provide them with a chewy. This is something they could wear around their neck or attached to their clothing that they can chew instead of potentially harmful non-edible objects. If you have a child that engages in loud vocalizations, you could teach them to sing a song instead of scripting or screaming. This way, they can still hear auditory stimulation without the inappropriate and challenging behavior. Be sure that whenever you are reinforcing your child for the replacement behavior that they are engaging in, that you provide them with behavior-specific praise. This means you are labeling the behavior you want to see more of. For example, if I'm working with a child who has challenges surrounding compliance, I would offer them behavior-specific praise for first-time listening. Hey, bud, sit down. Wow, nice sitting. Good first-time listening. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Behavior Nation's Applied Behavioral Analysis Parent Education series of videos discussing proactive strategies. If you have any questions, please email us at info@behaviornation.com, call us at 844-262-8466, or find us at our website at www.behaviornation.com.